Welcome to Conflict News 24. Some updates for you on the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict on daily basis. We share new stories about this conflict and our analysis as well. Firstly, for the past 1 week or so, US government officials have been claiming that North Korea provided weapons to Russia which are being used by Russian forces. North Korean Foreign Ministry addressed these American accusations a few hours ago. Secondly, Kherson, where the city which was vacated by Russians a few weeks ago, was the target of Russian attacks on Christmas Eve. Several locals were injured and killed in this attack on Christmas Eve on Kherson city. And thirdly, viewers, Putin visited ordnance factories in Russia on Friday. The war is not only between Russia and NATO through Ukraine, Russia and US through Ukraine, it's also between defense industries of Russia and US, Russia and EU. The loser side will find it difficult to get buyers for defense items. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, North Korea and US are arch rivals. We know that US backs Japan, US backs South Korea in the region. And for the past 1 week or so, US government officials have been publicly accusing North Korea of providing weapons to Russia. Linda Thomas Greenfield, US representative at UN, and some White House officials in their public statements claimed that in November, North Korea provided Russia with infantry rockets, missiles, and other weapons. And the weapons were being used by Wagner fighters, Russian private security company officials who are fighting in Ukraine in support of Russian forces. Russia denied. We were waiting for some official statement from North Korea. On Friday, North Korean Foreign Ministry addressed these American accusations. The ministry outrightly rejected American accusations, denying any transaction of arms between North Korea and Russia. The North Korean ministry accused US of causing bloodshed in Ukraine by providing all types of weapons to Ukrainian military. Now, officially, North Korea has denied. But what did Iran say when reports came in about delivery of drones from Iran to Russia? Iran denied. Iran did not admit that it had supplied kamikaze suicide drones to Russia. Later, it was confirmed. Ukrainian side showed debris of the drones. Several were shot dead. Later, Iran changed its position. Iran said that some deliveries had been made, but before the start of the war. So we'll have to wait to see the truth in the accusations of US officials. If North Korean missiles, infantry rockets are being used by Russian military, of course, in coming days, we'll be able to see it on the ground. Evidence will come out in the form of debris, in the form of remains of these rockets, missiles, which are being fired on Ukraine territory. So we'll have to wait a little. So far, North Korea is officially denying US accusations. But Iran did provide weapons to Russia, confirmed. We have to wait and see what North Korea did. Secondly, viewers, on Christmas Eve, today, war continued. And downtown Kherson was hit by Russian rockets. Several locals were injured. At least 7 casualties are being confirmed by mayor of the city. Dozens were injured in the strike rocket firing, which happened on Saturday morning. Kherson city was under Russian control. We know that. For months, Russians remained there. Then they withdrew from Kherson. They crossed Dnieper River and they retreated to the other side of Dnieper River. Now, though Russians are out of Kherson city, but Kherson is not livable, you can say, because Russians keep on hitting Kherson. It's a sort of buffer zone between Russia and Ukraine. So we see attacks on Kherson city almost on daily basis. That is what Russians wanted. They wanted to strengthen their defensive positions along Dnieper River by making Kherson a buffer zone, and that is what is happening. They won't allow Ukrainian forces to regroup themselves in Kherson for any attack across Dnieper River towards Russian-held positions. And thirdly, viewers, Putin visited some ordnance factories in Russia on Friday. He inspected some weapons, some pieces of military equipment being manufactured in these factories. In Tula, he visited an ordnance factory, and before that, he went to a factory where Russian Pantsir air defense systems are manufactured. He addressed the defense officials, urging them to provide forces on the front lines with the type of weapons needed and with the number of weapons which are needed there on front lines. And he urged the defense officials to learn from their experience in terms of what is happening in the battlefield. Oh, just one point, and that is the war is not only between militaries, but also between military tech. Russia, one of the largest exporters of arms to the rest of the world. Russian Pantsir air defense systems, Russian S-300, S-400 air defense systems, Russian MiG, Sukhoi jets, American Patriot air defense systems, American HIMARS, then military tech of NATO countries, EU countries. All this military tech is now being tested. The winner side will have much more orders from buyers. Will be interested in buying the weapons which are proving their quality in the battlefield. You know that Turkish TB2 drones are in demand. Why are Turkish TB2 drones selling like hotcakes? Because they have been battle tested. In Azerbaijan, Armenia war, before that in Libya war, in Turkey-Syria war, in Ethiopia, Tigray war. They were widely tested. Turkish drone operators were on the ground. They ensured that the drones proved their efficiency in the battlefield. And they are less expensive than American modern combat drones. That is why they're in demand. Now, entire NATO weaponry and Russian weaponry is being tested. And the winner side, the weapons which will perform more, will be in demand. Russian military tech is being tested. Russia has fought some wars lately, but small scale wars, perhaps war is not the right word. They've been involved in limited operations like in Syria, like in Libya. other parts of the world. Americans fought much more across the world in the past 3 decades. That is why their weaponry is more advanced, more battle tested. They have a better experience in terms of upgrading their weaponry. Russians want to do the same. Now they are testing their weaponry, they are upgrading their weaponry, but Russians don't have lots of time. If they want to capture central Ukraine, Kiev, they're already on the back foot. So they have to ensure that their militaries get enough weapons, quality weapons, on time, before time rather. They are stepping up their manufacturing capabilities. That is why Putin was there visiting these ordnance factories. They're trying to acquire weapons from some other countries too. Why? Because they want to keep their weapon storage intact. If they use all their weapons in store, obviously they could face shortage. That is why they've been acquiring weapons, different types of weapons from Belarus or from Iran, some other countries as well. Purpose is that the pressure on Russian defense manufacturing industries should be released, which the industry is under. That is why Putin was there urging defense officials to ensure speedy, timely, and quality production of Russian defense products. Thank you for watching. For this clip, when Putin visited the factory, ordnance factory in Tula, watch the clip from this visit. Thank you for watching.
Механик-водитель, командир научный. Да. Только это уже все, они готовы. Это скользящее покрытие, шасси, все протягивают.